Hey there, Abiding fam, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I have just sat down at my desk and been pretty raw and just shared with you something, whether that's a review of something or unboxing of some kind, whatever it is. I typically lately have just been doing a lot of journaling or planning with voiceovers, and so this is nice to sit down and just talk to you guys with the camera on, because today I wasn't sure that I was going to film this video. I was thinking maybe I would just share what I'm about to share with you once I actually started working within this journal, but I decided that it would probably be beneficial for you guys to see the journal just as it comes blank, because when I was looking into getting this journal, which is the Growth Root Company Growth Book Journal, I'm so excited about it. I could not find anything about it. There was like one YouTube video on it that I found, just nothing. And so I really wanted to be able to share it with you guys so that you can see it and get a sense for what this is, if it's something that you've seen around too and have been thinking about getting for yourself and just need that extra push to get one in your hands, or if you haven't heard of it at all but maybe just clicked on this video because you're looking for a new tool within your faith journey. Maybe this will be something that interests you by the end of this video. So like I said, I just wanted to sit down and share it with you guys in a very raw format. If you're new to this channel then and are just checking out this video now, I figured, it might be good to first recap before I get into this. If you don't want to hear the recap, you can fast forward. That I would first recap my kind of spiritual journaling journey. So if you are from the way beginnings of my time here on YouTube, then you will have seen my first war binder video, which is what launched my interest in journaling my faith to begin with, and really was foundational for me because I discovered war binders at the very, very, very beginning of my journey into becoming a Christian. And having this tool and being able to bring my creativity into the discovery process just really was beneficial for me. So I did a lot of hand lettering in here, which I had just started doing as well at that time. It's just so funny to look back at the art I did at that time versus what I do now. So for any of you who are just beginning and looking at my current art, just know that I started where all of you start as well. I had a lot going on in here, and it was so important for me at the time of doing it, and I don't regret starting this war binder at all. It's beautiful to look back on, and it helped so many of you. This is still the most viewed video here on my channel, was my war binder video, so I know that it really touched a lot of people and helped other women to develop their own war binders and faith journaling systems. So I loved having this, but I will tell you that I just stopped using it. It just wasn't working for me anymore. Mostly because I don't know, transporting something like this for some reason just feels like a lot to me, and I just no longer was really digging the ring-bound system in any of my journaling. So I did away with this, and then I moved into Traveler's Notebook. And I have two videos on this Traveler's Notebook Faith Journal, where I have creating my sermon notes insert, which you see here, and creating this devotionals insert, which you see here. And I do use these. I filled my entire sermon notes one and have started a second one. And I do use the devotionals one as well. But I have not been using it as a system. I put them in here right now, but really I keep the sermon notes as its own thing tucked inside my Bible pages so that I can just take it with me. I keep the devotionals within the devotional that I've been reading, which is The New Morning Mercies by Paul David Tripp. Highly recommend this. But the point is that it still just hasn't really been a system. I've just been taking notes in separate places. And so I just don't feel like this, and I also don't really care for the size of these, and they're kind of hard to like stay open. I don't know. I just am not digging this system either. So essentially, other than doing my sermon notes and devotionals, a little bit of notes during my devotionals, which has not even been close to daily either, I haven't really been engaging in the Word. And I definitely have been feeling that lull, and it's something that I want to change. And so I saw this Growth Roots Company book. Actually, Allie Brown talked about it on her Instagram. So that was when I first saw it and then started looking into it for myself. And once I started looking around their website, I just really thought that this system would work well for me because it is a very similar system to a bullet journal system, which you all know I already do, with having dot grid pages, but it has a little bit more guidance, which I'm going to show you. So this is, for those of you who aren't aware, the Growth Roots Company Growth Book. And you can see there it says the roadmap and footprint of your spiritual journey. And so the whole idea of this book is to document a entire year of spiritual growth. And I debated heavily whether I wanted to get this at the beginning of 2020 or if I just wanted to kickstart this now. And obviously I decided to just go with it now and not wait. I think sometimes we put too much stock in the new year as a chance to start new opportunities for growth. And in fact, we can really begin at any point. And so I just decided that I was going to start right now, and I purchased a new Bible, which I'll share with you guys as well, that I'm going to use exclusively for Bible study, that I'm going to do like a highlighting system and have notes in there, and it has margins so that I can take my notes right in the margins as well as in my growth book here. So I have that, and then I also got this book, which I can't remember the title of, but I'm going to talk about it in a future video, that is all about studying the Word for women. So I'm just making real conscious, intentional efforts to have tools before me to help me study the Word. And yes, I realize, and somebody's going to comment, but I already know, so you don't need to comment, that you don't need any of this to study the Word. And I completely agree. You do not. You need a Bible. You don't even need a Bible these days. You could just go on the internet and look up all of the Bible, really. But that's all you need to study the Word is a Bible. So if you're looking at this video and saying, oh, that looks great, but I can't afford that, I'm not able to get this or that, it's okay. You can study the Word without these things. I have just been feeling like having a place, a single place to document my faith journey, because I'm feeling that need for growing my roots deeper into the Lord. I've been feeling that need, and it's, I think, a really beautiful thing to have a place to document that. As you guys know, here on my channel, I'm all about documenting a life full of abiding joy, faith, and love. And so this is going to be my place for the faith aspect of that documentation. I'm going to document a life full of faith here in this journal. And so, yes, you do not need a journal like this to deepen your faith and to grow with Jesus whatsoever, but there are a lot of great tools out there, and I don't think there's anything wrong with trying them out. So in this case, I'm going to be trying out this book, and I'm going to share it with you now here. I do apologize for the long introduction, but like I said, this is going to be a super raw video, and I just wanted to kind of give you all an update on where I'm at. And all of those things I mentioned, like having the new Bible, developing a new study system, please let me know in the comments if those are things you want to see videos on. I know that so many of you found my channel because you found my original Warbinder video or my faith videos, which there are not a ton of them here on my channel. And to be honest, part of the reason for that is that documenting my faith in video form and putting it out there scares me. It scares me to share that part of my life with you in a more vocal forward way where the video is actually about that topic, because frankly, that's where I get some of my meanest comments. And to be honest, they're not from non-believers. The mean comments are from other Christians typically, which is really sad and unfortunate, and something I'm asking God to help me build a defense in my own heart against things like that, and not let them impact me, because I definitely am somebody who takes things way too personally. So with all that said, the point is I would like to do more faith videos here on my channel. I've just been really feeling a tug on my heart to do that and to share my faith with you, because I think it's something that people are looking for, and I know that's why a lot of people originally found my channel. And if it drives away some people because they don't like that, well, I'm just getting to the point on YouTube where it's no longer about trying to make everybody like me. It's no longer about trying to get all of the subscribers. It's just about documenting my life. And part of my life, a large part, the biggest foundational part of my life, is my faith. And so if I'm not sharing that, then I'm not being true to myself. And I need to be true to myself on my channel. So that is why we are doing this video today spontaneously. And I know that we are now 12 minutes in, and I have not shared a single thing about this journal with you, so we're going to do that right now. So here on the back, it has a really beautiful prayer that says, "Our prayer is that during the time it takes to fill this growth book, you will experience God in ways unimaginable. Your spiritual walk will be strengthened, and your faith would rise as you grow deeper roots in Him," which is just beautifully worded. And then it talks about what the growth book includes, and I am going to walk you through all of these sections. Before I do that, I do want to mention the color that I got is this really beautiful sage color, and it has these gorgeous like poppy accents, which I thought was just a really pretty touch and had a really pretty fall vibes, which since I got this in October, I just really liked that aspect of it. Obviously, this is probably going to last me into winter and other seasons as well, but I was just feeling the fall vibes, and they were sold out of a lot of the other colors. So this is the one I went with. And then on the side, it says Growth Book Notes. And then it has Colossians 2:7, because that's kind of their verse that is the mission of the entire company. And then it also has growth root there. That's kind of, what is the word? Not embossed. I don't know. It's embedded. Is that a good word? Embedded into the linen here. So all of their notebooks come in a linen cover, and it is so beautiful and really well made. And you'll just be able to tell that throughout this entire book how incredibly well made it is. So when I open it up, speaking of that, like, look how well made that is. This is just such a beautiful design. That is their logo. And then I can put the volume here, so if I decide to get additional growth books, I can have them stacked up and have the volumes that I've gone through, and then the date that you started it. There's a place for you to write your name, and then, like I said, their main mission is Colossians 2:7, which says, "Let your roots grow down into Him, and let your lives be built on Him. Then your faith will grow strong in the truth you were taught, and you will overflow with thankfulness." So really quick before I jump into the sections, I do want to show you how it comes when you order it, because I actually have another one in here. They both came in here because I ordered one for my friend who I do Bible study with every other Wednesday. So I got one for her too, and I thought it was really cute that it comes with a little card that says that the journals were prayed for on, in my case, on October 7th. So that's just a really cute touch that somebody actually prayed over this journal. And then every journal is going to come in very nice wrapping, so it's brand new, so it'll be great for giving as a gift. And then they come with these stickers that are packaged nicely as well, which I'll get into these in a little bit with mine. So your first section is going to be your faith goals, which is going to be a place for you to write down your God-sized visions for the year. And so here it is, nicely set up for you, and very similar to a goals page that you would see in a bullet journal. And it has it divided into different sections. So you have 12 sections, had to do my math there, overall. So there's family, friends, social, character, spiritual, learning, health, fitness, fun, work, financial, additional, which definitely I think covers just about every base you can think of. And I really love that there is a scripture under each category, so that you can turn to that and allow that scripture to kind of guide you as you're thinking about your goals for that section. Next is your study topics, and the idea here is that this is like your index in a bullet journal. So you have your table of contents, and each one is numbered, and then this is where you get into those stickers that the journal comes with. I put mine in this little pocket that is handy in the back here. So if I go back to this page of the table of contents, it comes with stickers that are the same as each of these numbers. So the idea here that I'm understanding it to be is that I can write down a topic. So maybe one of your topics is gratitude. So I would write down gratitude as topic 1, and then I can write down any pages that it's associated with. And then when I use that topic within the notes section, which follows this, so we have our growth notes, then I can be writing about it, and I can put down a 0-1 sticker here to talk about any notes related to gratitude, and then maybe I'll talk about another topic on this page, and then not until page 30 will I return to notes that have to do with gratitude, in which case I could go back to my stickers and pull out a 0-1 again. So basically it's just a way of identifying certain topics within your journal. I think it's a system that could work really well. Maybe it's not for everyone, but this is just a guide. You could easily use these stickers but still write a title next to each of them if you don't feel like you're going to remember the numbers or something like that. But I think it's a really nice system, and it just looks really nice and clean on the page as well. So then for your growth notes, this is where it just feels like a faith bullet journal, guys. So there is a little slight difference than your typical bullet journal, because at the top here, there's this margin here, and then there's these two little lines that I imagine would be to write a date. And that is for every single page. And then the other difference from another typical bullet journal system that you would see is that every now and then there is a little scripture thrown into it. And I love how small and minimalistic these are, because it doesn't overwhelm the page and will not detract from whatever notes you're taking from. It's just a nice addition. And I love how many pages there are for this, guys. There are 100, and I mean, it just keeps going. So this is the next section. So there are 149 pages just for notes. So it'll take a while to fill this journal up, which is always a nice thing to not have to buy another journal right away. And so I'm just really excited to just use these blank pages for my Bible study. And I am planning on using these pages over the next 2 months. And then at the beginning of January or very end of December, I'm going to share with you my progress so far here on my channel and how I've been documenting my faith, and my recommendations or thoughts on how you might consider documenting your faith in the new year. So that is my plan. So if you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel, because there's definitely going to be more videos featuring this journal and showing you how I've personally been using it over the last few months. Here is a prayer list. So this is going to be very simple. It is a place to write down your prayers, but this is nice because it, like I said, it's a bullet journal, but it's guided for your faith. So you have a place to write your date that you are asking the prayer. So then you can write your prayer in this middle column, and then you can write when it was answered over here in this right column. So honestly, this is the same way I would have set up a prayer section in my faith journal, my war binder. but this way it's already done for you and just looks really clean and minimalistic, and there's less thought and pressure to it, which I think is one of the reasons people struggle with war binders and faith journals, is there's so much pressure to make it look a certain way, and here it's just done for you and already has such a clean minimalist vibe that you don't really want to ruin that. I'm not saying I'm never going to put stickers or do anything artsy in here. I think I will, but it doesn't have quite the same pressure as a total blank page to do that. So there are quite a few pages for your prayer list. And then you get into a God's faithfulness section, which I think is a really nice touch to have, where you can just write down any ways that God has been faithful. And maybe this is going to be a place to expound upon one of those answered prayers. So when you feel that a prayer has been answered, I can go over here to my God's faithfulness section and write the date and actually really talk about his faithfulness, or just talk about my gratitude here and things that I'm grateful for, because you know, he's faithful even when it's not a very clear answered prayer. Just the fact that I'm sitting here talking on a nice camera because I live in a Western country. I'm talking about my faith because I have freedom of speech and freedom of religion. You know, there's so many things that are God's faithfulness in our lives that we can talk about in these pages. So there's that section. And then at the very back, we have a place for memory verses. So a place to store God's words and write down any that we want to memorize, with a little section for the reference where we find it in the Bible, and then the actual verse. I do wish, I will say, that there were more pages for memory verses. I think it would be nice to have a little bit more room to do those. But the thing is, with all of the blank note space, you can easily be writing memory verses in this section as well. And then we get into this book record, which I really like because a big part of my faith journey is always reading. I just love consuming books beyond the Bible that are written by theologians and other Christians and pastors and thought leaders in that area. So this is a really nice place where you can write down any books that you want to read, the date that you completed them. Honestly, not totally sure what these dots are necessarily intended for over here, maybe to write a little synopsis of the book. But I think it's really, the point is that it's up to you to decide what you want to do with that section. So it's guided, but there's also a lot of freedom to do with these pages what you wish. And then at the back, we have a reading checklist, which is a Bible reading chart that lists all of the books in the Old Testament as well as the New Testament, with little bubbles for you to fill in or check off when you've finished each book. And I love having this because I am determined to really make a dent in reading the Bible. I made a video a while ago about reading the Bible in a year. No, that did not happen. It was a big undertaking and I should have known better. But I am not saying that I'm going to read the whole Bible this year, but I just want to make a real effort to read all the way through with intentional study what are considered a lot of the major books of the Bible. I definitely want to go through all of the Gospels really intentionally. I'd love to go through Psalms and Proverbs really intentionally. Ecclesiastes is a book that I really love, so I'd like to go through that as well. So let me know in the comments if there is a book of the Bible that you think is just one of the most important books of the Bible, or that means the most to you. What is your favorite book of the Bible that you think I should definitely make sure that I read in 2020? I would be very interested to know that. And then at the very, very end, it has classifications of the books where it breaks down the books into books that are of Israel's beginnings, the historical books, the poetry books, the Gospels. So that was just kind of a cool little touch there at the end to make you aware of where these books kind of fit in to that system. And that is the end of it. And then it has just their little symbol here telling you that it was made with love. And like I said, it has this pocket as well. So that is all of the sections. Like I said, it is essentially, to me, the way I like to think about it is that it is a faith bullet journal. It is a way to document your faith in an intentional way and document your journey and how you're growing with the Lord throughout the year with a little bit more guidance, but without it being so guided. I am not a fan of books. Just personally, I don't really enjoy specific questions that I need to answer. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of prayer books and things like that where it's asking you questions to fill out answers to. This is kind of my ideal setup where it's just that little bit of guidance that I need in places to put each of my notes, and then a little bit of structure using these systems, which I'm going to talk about next. That's what I need out of a faith journal. So I'm just so excited to dig into this, guys, and to get my new Bible. It's an illuminated Bible, and I'm going to share it with you guys here on my channel if you want to see it, so let me know in the comments. I'm just really excited to kickstart this revival of Bible study for myself. So before I sign off here and let you go and check out the growth book for yourself at the link, I'll have it in the description, I want to tell you a little bit more about these stickers. So I already covered the topic stickers. They have 20 different topics that you can fill out for that. And I will say as well, these come with your growth book, but if for some reason you ran out of one of these stickers, they do sell them as standalones in their shop as well. So if I'm still using the book and I've run out of number 1 stickers, I can always go back to the shop and order another pack of the stickers at a very fair price. And then they have these stickers, which are the months, and I really love the ombre gradient effect. And essentially the idea is that you will peel this off and fold it over so that the January is on one side and then the J is on the other to mark the start of that month, just to kind of guide you through your journey. And that way it's easy to turn to whatever month you're in, or if you are going back to old notes and remember that you took notes on gratitude, like I said, that was one of your topics in April and you want to go back to that, you can find it easily. So I thought these were a really cool little touch. And I picked up the poppy ones for myself because I liked how it played off of the poppy little dots that are here in this really beautiful linen stitching. But they also have other colors. I got my friend the sage ones so that they match. So you can have fun with playing around with those. And then the last thing that they include are these really cool growth guides that have a little sticker strip so that you can actually peel it off and stick it at the beginning of your month. So the idea is that there are 12 of these, and when you start a new month, you will go to whatever page you're on in your journal and stick this in and fill it out. And so it gives you a place to reflect on the progress you made in your growth the previous month, so you can talk about what worked well and what did not work well, or what can you change. There's a place to refocus and pray for your upcoming month. What are some of the ways you want to grow this month? What is one thing you are believing God for this month? And then there's a place to respond, which is basically by making new goals and a new guide on how you will be growing this month in both a daily way, a weekly way, and a monthly way. And then there is a place to review. And so I think this is a really nice touch because it's basically encouraging you at the end of each month to go back to each section of the growth book and pray over your faith goals that you've created, review the prayer section, so remember what prayers you've been praying and see what has been answered, and then also review your God's faithfulness section to remind you how great God is, and then to review your Bible reading progress and maybe make goals to do more in that area. So just such a cool piece. And then at the back, it has a section for you to write a declaration over your life for this next month. And you all know how much, I think journaling is so important, and to document your journey in this way is such a cool idea. And to set goals by writing a declaration over your life is very similar to what I've been doing in my bullet journal lately, but in the opposite way, where I've been reflecting on the past month and doing a journal entry at the beginning of the month. This is a way of writing what I want to happen in the coming month. So I just thought that was a really neat touch. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of journals that have specific questions like this built into the pages. So I love the fact that I can choose when I want to fill this out and put it in. And that way, if there's a month where I'm like, I don't really need this, or I don't have the time to fill this out, whatever it is, I can choose to put it in or I can choose not to. And that is just a really nice flexibility that I personally really will enjoy. And that way, there's also no pressure. You're not going to be upset with yourself because you have 12 blank pages in your journal because you haven't been touching it, right? You can just pick up and start again after whatever hiatus you've taken. Hopefully there isn't one, but life happens. Somebody passes away in your life, you lose your job, whatever it is, life happens. And so sometimes you're going to be taken out of your routine of doing Bible study, of doing things like this. And that's okay. You have to have grace for yourself. And I just think that this way of doing this is a nice way to automatically kind of build in grace for yourself when there are times that maybe you aren't going to fill this out. But they're a really nice tool for when you can use them. All right, guys, so that is it. That is the growth book that is from the Growth Roots company. I am so ecstatic to get into it. Like I said, I'm planning on using it for about 2 months, so November and December, a little bit of October, before sharing it with you for 2020. So I will definitely be sharing my process for documenting my faith in this journal specifically. So be sure that you're subscribed if you're not already, so you can check that out. If you're interested already in the Growth Roots and you don't need to learn any more, I have it linked down below. I bought these with my own money. This isn't sponsored in any way. This girl, Brianna, who founded it, has no idea that I exist. So this is truly my honest review of this product, having just unboxed it. Like I said, haven't used it yet, but I am excited to use it. And I hope that this video helps you if you are somebody who maybe has heard of this and just was looking for more information like I was. So I appreciate you guys so much. Please let me know in the comments if you would like to see more faith-based videos here on my channel. Like I said, I just really need the encouragement. I need the push from you guys saying, yes, this is content we want in the comments to really get me there. So if you are willing to comment because this is something you want, I would appreciate it. And of course, let me know what kind of content you would like to see that is Christian life and faith journaling related. Just let me know in the comments and I will be sure to respond to them. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I hope that this video and all of my other content will inspire you to explore your abiding creativity and document a life full of abiding joy, faith, and love.